In this edition of Word Battle, we're going to be taking a look at the difference between the words disinterested and uninterested. The problem is that the words disinterested and uninterested share the same root word, which is the word interest. They both have prefixes that indicate a negation of some kind. The prefixes in question, of course, are dis and un. It's important to note that in this context, dis means not simply not, but also opposite, where un means without or lacking. Now, if we were looking strictly at the word not, it would overlap quite significantly with without or lacking. But the word opposite is distinct because being in opposition of something is distinctly different than simply lacking something. Therefore, disinterested does not simply mean not interested, but rather without a stake in or without an investment in, as if you are not going to be getting interest from something. In this way, we might think of the root word interest aligned with the definition of interest, meaning a percentage of money earned or owed off of an investment. Disinterested is therefore used to indicate when somebody is free of bias or when somebody is impartial. For example, if you need a third party, an objective third party investigator to look into a particular issue or claim, it's critical that this person be truly disinterested and truly bias free, because if they do have an interest, then they are not going to be impartial. In contrast, uninterested means simply being without an interest in something. Now, uninterested means indifferent, apathetic, or unconcerned. It's simply something that you don't care about, not something that doesn't necessarily have an impact on your life. People might not care, for example, about elections, but those elections still do have an impact on their life. In that case, it's not that they are a disinterested party with regard to the outcome of the elections. We all have an interest of some sort. It's that they're uninterested in the elections, as in they don't particularly care what the outcome is because it doesn't elicit an interest or fascination with them. Example, we might say that the contest needs a disinterested judge to decide who has the best tacos. Now here, the judge must be disinterested. If you're going to be comparing the tacos at Hot Taco downtown and Acapulco Delight, as well as Mi Casita, you don't necessarily want the owner of Hot Taco being the judge because they will have an interest in the outcome of the contest. However, I've tried all three and they're fantastic. In contrast, I might say I am uninterested in how tacos are made because I'm too busy eating them. There might be a great deal that goes into how to create a corn tortilla, and I really might not care because all I really want is to eat the taco. But the process of how it's made might not be something of interest to me. And this is the distinction between being disinterested and uninterested. Let us do a quick summary. Disinterested and uninterested share the same root word, specifically the word interest. They have likewise even shared definitions in the past. However, they now have distinct purposes. Disinterested means unbiased, impartial. Uninterested means indifferent to, not having a fascination. So I hope that clarifies the difference between disinterested and uninterested. Should you happen to have any questions, just leave them in the comments section below and we'll do our very best to get to them as soon as possible. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.